A Royal Love Match. Written by Barbara Cartland. Narrated by Anthony Wren. Chapter 1, 1651. The nursery was filled with sunshine. Nanny was sitting at the table, ironing the ribbons that decorated the nightcap her mistress wore at night. Seated in the bay window, Alissa, aged 9, was making a drawing of flowers from the garden that were prettily arranged in a vase in front of her. She intended to paint a particularly special picture as a birthday card for her mother, who she adored. Elizabeth Dalton, however, was not very strong, and she had to spend a great deal of time in bed. She was sleeping at this moment, which was the reason why Alissa was upstairs with Nanny. They had already been out for a walk in the garden, enjoying all the beautiful flowers and planning a surprise for her mother's birthday. Their house was on the other side of the river Avon from Pershore, a village in the county of Worcestershire, famous for its large abbey. Elizabeth Fenwick had lived there all her life, and when her father died, the estate became her inheritance. It was only a few months before his death that she met Bruce Dalton, who was roving around England. She was to learn later that he was a Scot. He was, although no one was aware of it, reporting back to Scotland concerning the strength and location of Oliver Cromwell's regiments in the south of England. However, when he first saw Elizabeth, he lost his heart, as well as his ambition to undermine Cromwellian rule. In the House of Lords in 1649, the monarchy had been abolished, and Cromwell's army had forcibly ejected a large number of members of the Long Parliament from the House of Commons, and early that year the King of England, Charles I, had been tried by Parliament and executed in London. It was 2 years later that Oliver Cromwell was named Lord Protector. With Scotland subdued and largely in the hands of the all-powerful ministers of the Presbyterian Kirk, he set about trying to give his government a civilian rather than a military aspect. Bruce Dalton found himself increasingly popular with the people of Worcestershire, and he learnt that many of them wanted to bring back the Stuarts, who they looked on as their rightful rulers. As soon as Elizabeth became engaged to him, her father died, leaving her the house and the estate on which she had been brought up since she was a baby. Bruce was frightened, now he was happily married, that his identity would be discovered by the Cromwellian troops, as they were always nosing about, looking out for trouble. He had called himself Bruce Dalton, and it was in that name that he was married to Elizabeth. He was, however, although it would have been a great mistake for anyone to find out, the second son of the Earl of Dalwaynnie. The Earl was known to be an admirer and supporter of the Stuart kings, and it was essential, if Bruce was to remain in England, that no one should find out that he was his father's son. He was completely and blissfully happy with his beautiful Elizabeth. The only sorrow was that they had only one child, Alissa, who was now 9 years of age. Their family life was very quiet, and there had been no obvious difficulties to overcome. Bruce had been so happy, he had almost forgotten his beloved Scotland. Soon the supporters of the Stuart king in Scotland decided to seek the restoration of Prince Charles, the only son of Charles I, now aged just 18, to the throne in London. They had recognized Charles Stuart as their king in Scotland immediately after the execution of his father. Bruce had been sent moving descriptions of him from his relations. "He is a tall man, dark, slim, and graceful," they wrote. "He is charming to meet, and we are all thrilled by his courage." They finished by saying, "We are determined that he should be recognized as our lawful king, and you must help us, dear Bruce, in every way you can." They wrote more fully to him, month by month. Prince Charles had agreed to sign the covenant, swearing to establish the Presbyterian Kirk in England. He had arrived in Scotland in April 1650, managing to avoid the ships of the Commonwealth, and landed at the mouth of the River Spey. The news of Prince Charles
Sample complete. Ready to continue?